This is the start of the Oxnead to Horstead paddle. It can be tempting to get in on the right down there. However, just beyond those trees, you can't actually get any further. So you're best to walk around those trees, cross these fields and get in there. So the place you want to be getting in is just here. And it's pretty easy entry, quite shallow. Quite high the water level at the moment. Sometimes quite a few people around this area, so it can get quite popular. I should also say that this is a really great paddle for beginners, and as you can see here, it's quite easy entry into the water. It's a really beautiful route, very easy. I think this is Oxnead Hall. I say this is a beginner's route, but there is one particular bit where you are going to need to get very low down on the board, probably on your knees, and then duck. Occasionally you will come down here and there will be a tree down. I think a few months back we had to actually get out and go around it. So today it looks pretty clear, but something to bear in mind. It's a very peaceful route and most of it is quite open like this. Looking a bit dreary today, but on a summer's day it's really beautiful. There is actually a walk that goes all round the side here, follows the river, so sometimes you do see quite a lot of walkers. Church up ahead here, I think possibly you might be able to launch from there, but don't quote me on it. And again, just some really nice open fields, lots of cattle. Very quiet. Pretty much the only house along the river. Sometimes see a man come out, cleaning up his boat and doing the garden. We're now at Buxton Mill, which is the middle of the paddle. You cannot go any further if you try and go straight. On the left there is their car park, so you would assume that that would be trespass. And on the right here it says footpath only, no kayaks or canoes past this point, with a jetty with a private sign on it. So really, apart from going back, they are your only routes to go. Whether that is trespass or not, I don't know. Since that is a public footpath, one would assume that you cannot ban people from taking objects like canoes or kayaks down a public footpath. And if that is a private jetty, then the space next to it should be fine to get up onto the bank. So that's the way you would come from, and you'll see there is a public footpath sign there, and then you go through the public footpath, which is this way, and you could get in there, but the water level being quite high makes it easier today, but when the water level's low, there is quite a drop. If you continue, then you are greeted with a very lovely sign. It says private meadow, canoe and paddleboard launching £5 per boat. This is a public footpath, so what the rules are on whether they can charge you to launch from here, I will let you be the judge. But if you do wish to launch from here, then you would just then be looking to get in on the left here. And it's fairly easy entry, can be quite shallow. If you do decide to get in on the concrete block, as I did today, instead of here, which is the shallow part, then I would stay on your knees for a bit, because this can get really shallow. Hello, mate. Just past Buxton, it's really easy A nice flow like this, very wide and open. A couple of really old houses to look at and stuff. Lovely on a summer's day. Beautiful place to just let the river take you and have a beer. Lovely. Water level's really high today, but often this is really shallow, so watch your fin. There's some cool things to see on the route, including this really old house that looks extremely creepy, or maybe it's just my overactive imagination. We're now coming up to Little Hubbus. I know it's called that because I looked at the Visit Norfolk site, as I think I've been pronouncing it wrong literally every time I say it. And you can get a nice easy entry into the water there. Really pretty round here. So coming up to the last stretch now. Still really peaceful. A bit more closed in for this last section. Something really nice about coming out when it's raining. It's just so quiet, even on really busy routes. And this is normally a busy route. Now coming up to the end of the paddle. This little section through the woods is actually a lot longer than I thought it was. Probably about 20 minutes from when you enter the woody area to where you are looking for this jetty. You shouldn't be able to miss it, it's pretty obvious. So once you get out from the jetty, you're just going to want to go across this little footbridge, up past that house, through the middle of those two houses, and you will see the church, and that's where we're parked. Paddle done.